why the boomerang comes back. Gather round, children. Today you will learn why the boomerang comes back. A long time ago in the dream time, our ancestors roamed the land with many different tribes as we do now. The only weapon that could be used for hunting was the spear. However, the ancestors abused this weapon by killing their own totem animal. Finally, the good spirit was angry at their actions, so they were punished. Our ancestors, whose spears could fly great distances, now found that the spears could no longer be thrown as far. After many years of hunting, the animals worked out what Biami had done, and that the spear could only be thrown a short distance. This then gave all the animals an idea. Whenever they were being hunted, they would keep a long distance away from the hunters so that they were out of range and were no longer easy targets for our ancestors' spears. The people began to starve because they had no way of getting food except from plants. Many died and few lived. Then one day, a man named Orad decided to make a weapon that could go further than a spear. He was also going to try and make it come back to him so if it missed its target. All the tribe laughed at him, except for his grandfather. His grandfather believed in him. Firstly, he chose a heavy piece of timber so it could kill the kangaroo. He then carved out a triangle but made it curve. Using soft river stones, he rubbed and polished it until it was smooth and sleek and shiny. He did this so that it could glide through the air at great speed. He put many symbols on it like the kangaroo and the emu. Then he began to see how it would go. He tried many times, but it didn't go the distance and it wouldn't come back. One day on his last try at it, he was not able to get it to work, so frustrated and weary, he decided to give up. Now Biami, the good spirit, saw what he was trying to do and decided to help him. He asked the wind spirits, that were very generous, if they could use their power to make the boomerang come back and soar through the air like a hawk. They then agreed on one condition. They would only help Orad if he agreed to take only what the tribe needed to eat. Another reason that they decided to help was because they also saw the pain that the tribes were going through as a result of punishment, and believed that they had learnt their lesson after so many years. Biami went and saw Orad and told him to try it one more time, but this time aim it at a kangaroo to see if he could hit it. Orad did because he believed Biami would help him. So he went out until he spotted a kangaroo in the long grass of the flat plains. He had moved slowly across the grass with very stealthy and skillful moves. Unfortunately, he trod on a dry stick, which made a sound and scared the root, which started to hop away. Orad aimed it up, threw, and missed. He started to feel like a failure again, until he looked up, and he saw that the boomerang was coming back. It landed at his feet. Orad quickly seized it, and this time aimed carefully. It hit the kangaroo right on the head. He had killed it, and he was so happy and filled with pride. He decided that he would call it the boomerang, because it was his grandfather's name, and he was the only person who had believed in him. Then Biami repeated to Orad the new law for his weapon to work. They were to take only what they needed to eat. If they should break this law, they would be punished, and the punishment was that the boomerang would never come back, as that was the deal with the generous wind spirits, who had helped Biami the good spirit. When he got back to camp with the kangaroo, everyone was so happy with his achievement, even though they had all doubted him and thought that he was a fool. Orad very quickly became their hero, and his grandfather was so proud of him. Orad told them the new rule of the boomerang, and everyone agreed. Now the tribes were able to eat many animals, which they hunted with the new boomerang, and because of what Orad had done, he got the first choice of meat for as long as he lived. And so, children, you now know why the boomerang comes back.
Created using Powtoon.